For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a product, or an edition I should probably say, from Isabella. So with me here today I have got the Eclipse. So the Eclipse essentially is an addition you can add on to the front of your Isabella awning, or it's actually a sun canopy in its own right. So the joys of that actually creates you a little bit more shelter's room away from sort of the rain or even the sun for that point. And again, it's available to put on the front of your awning, or you can actually, with a beading that's pre-sewn onto it, feed it directly into your caravan rail. So you can basically choose between your options. So it is very multi-purpose. Naturally, it comes in kind of two main depths. So you've got the normal Eclipse, which is basically 2.3 meters deep, or you've got the Eclipse Mini, which is 1.5. So you can pick and choose how much of a canopy you want to go for. All, of course, is available in different sizes. It depends on, honestly, your awning itself, and the way you tell which is the correct one for you depends on your, what they call the awning frame, which is a G size. So it goes for anything from 16 up to sort of about 23, 24. So you just buy the right G size one for yourself, and then you can pop it on. Works really quite nicely. You have also got the ability to add sides. So there's some sides you can buy for the Eclipse, which basically kind of velcro around the actual main pole, come down and just gives you a bit more shelter naturally down there. With the main frame you get included is basically, it's a Carbon X frame, so it's still quite light, but also it's very strong. And you've got the sort of fixed locks, which you can extend and bite onto it, and it gives it a really nice amount of structure. Naturally, you get a typhoon strap included with the actual product as well, and helps to give it obviously a bit more stability. They are kind of naturally more fair weather, to be fair. The only one that they kind of Isabella do, which is the next one up, which I believe is the Atlas, it's more like an all-season mega frame. That's something you probably could look at leaving it more permanently, but this I think is more of a nicer option. Naturally, what you can also do as well is and the way you attach it is they have something called F-frames. So the F-frames will basically go onto the front part of the canopy of the actual awning itself, and it allows you then to connect the hook directly into it and then come out from there. And you've got a slight little lip like so. It still uses kind of their isocryl 295 gram material, so it's the same fabric as the roof, and again looks really quite nice and smart. And again, you've got your nice foot plate which you can peg directly through, as well as obviously the typhoon strap. So this one here is the Mini, so like I said, that's the 2.5 meter, whereas that's the proper Eclipse, which you're looking at, which is obviously the 2.3 depth altogether. It's also worth mentioning that the probably most popular porch awning that Isabella do, which is the Magnum, in the 340 and 400, has its own canopy as well. So again, you can buy and add that on additionally. But works really quite nicely, nice and flexible. You've even got obviously a lovely kind of branding part of Isabella points there, and the spike goes directly through, and then you guide point it over the top to lock it fully down. So again, it keeps it all really nice and together. Frame sizes, like I said, they do anything from a size 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23, and so it fits a whole range and it makes it the right size regardless of kind of what you necessarily got on there itself. What I'll do, I'll pick the camera up now and we'll have a bit of a closer look at kind of the sizes in for such, and also the difference between the overall depth of kind of the Mini. You see that probably a side profile difference in wear. So I mean, the Mini, to be fair, I think honestly gives you a decent enough spaces, whether you just want that extra bit. But like I said, you've got that additional kind of beading located on the normal Eclipse, not actually the Mini by looks of things, where you can actually add it onto. So whereas we come into the main part here, you've got your beading directly on. When you do feed it directly into the rail, if you're not going onto the front of the awning itself, you do have to buy the additional sort of fix-ons, which basically is the part where the pole would go directly onto. So you can reuse the ones on your actual caravan awning itself, but if I'm being honest personally, for the cost of it, I'd buy extra. You can then put them on and it doesn't matter. You've got a complete set with kind of the Eclipse, and then you haven't got to worry about changing them over to your awning and losing them. And I can just see that happening now. People going to put the awning up and then missing their fix-ons because they've actually put it on their Eclipse canopy rather than a normal one. So typhoon strap's really nice, strong. Again, and it works really nicely in the flow, and even with the different colours. So this is the Commodore in the Dawn material, whereas it works really nicely. Whereas there we've got the Capri, and again you can see the colour difference is between the overall two. But I think for me it's the depth point of view that I think really works really nicely. Admittedly, I would say actually from looking at here, the Mini we've got on a slightly smaller depth awning. So with this one here, like I said, there is an extra ½ meter of awning in here, so really a true testament to the depth of it. That's going to be kind of positioned directly here. So it is, you know, best part of 80 centimeters, so nearly 3 foot in comparison. For more questions and queries, you can always check out more information on kind of the Eclipse range, be it the Mini or the normal, by checking the link below this video. Take you through to a website with all the sizes, prices and options you can kind of also look at going for, as well as obviously the optional sides, which you wanted to kind of close the front part of the awning itself. But all in all, something very simple, a great addition to add into the actual product as well. Really nice additional stormth. And actually, in terms of its versatility, certainly I think the normal Eclipse, with being used as a sun canopy, it's sort of 2 products in one. So you're going away for shorter periods of times, again, you can just pop that up, and you're pretty much very much good to go. And because it just goes into the straight part of the awning rail, if you change your vehicle further on down the line, it doesn't really matter too much from that point of view. But all in all, I think, yeah, plenty of little bits to talk about. Something I thought I'd do a nice little video on, really just to give you a bit more in-depth look at it, as well as kind of the overall how it's, you know, put together with the triple folded, double stitched seams. So it's the same quality you get with the awning, but a nice little addition just to give yourself a little bit more shelter space away from the wind and the rain. Hopefully it's been helpful, but if you have any more questions, feel free to comment in the box below, or you can contact us directly. But really that's kind of our little video review on the Eclipse, with the Eclipse Normal, Eclipse Mini. So hopefully we'll see you again soon in our next Attwoolls Outdoors video review.